Let's touch base with Charles de Wet. Charles is a tax executive at ENS Africa, and I've seen an appeal today by the Beer Association of South Africa, which is craft brewers and Heineken and SAB. So this is everybody who brews beer on a commercial basis. Charles, looking for tax breaks, looking for a break on the excise duty that they're expected to pay on what they produce. Is it a reasonable request considering the huge disruption that the entire liquor industry has lived through over the last 18 months?
Good evening, Bruce. I think it is a reasonable request in the circumstances. It's sort of a very difficult debate, though, in the sense that we've seen excise rates increase at a rate substantially high, and this year, in fact, double inflation over the last 5 years. So that has had a significant impact on prices. At the same time, obviously, we've had the lockdown and the big impact on the industry generally that has probably resulted in a big increase in the illicit trade, and it is for this reason that the industry is pushing very hard for some sort of amendment to the excise regime, specifically in the space where there's low alcohol products that are being put into the marketplace.
This feels opportunistic by an industry, or is that too cynical of you?
I wouldn't be that cynical, but certainly, they've introduced a concept of alcohol by volume, which is a concept that is used overseas, and done a comparison on that basis, and have said that what you see, if you look at it on per volume, so looking at a bottle of beer of 750 milliliters, or a bottle of whiskey or brandy at that same level, that in fact what you end up with is approximately the same amount of excise, or the same rate that is being paid in those circumstances. The difficulty is that the way that the alcohol rates or the excise rates are published are based on the absolute alcohol level. And obviously there's a big difference between the average beer rate of 2.8% to 6% versus, the spirit level of somewhere between 30 and 40%. So I think it depends what you're comparing. So this is looking at it through a slightly different lens, and acknowledging that excise is to encourage people not to buy the product, but at the same time it mustn't be at such a high level that nobody buys it at all, because then we don't collect taxes, and then they're buying it in the illicit trade. So it's trying to balance that. So it's an interesting approach, and we'll have to see where it goes.
Thank you, Charles de Wet. Charles is a tax executive at ENS Africa.